Dear Starseeds, I'm Zarin from the Lyran High Council, and I come with urgent transmission about 3 simultaneous events converging tomorrow evening that will either catalyze your breakthrough or leave you cycling in the same pattern for another year. The choice and the window are both closing faster than you realize. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you involves 3 interconnected stories that will collide in the next 48 hours. The first story is about a mountain you've been climbing for months or even years, a burden so heavy it has affected your sleep, your confidence, and your sense of safety in this world. The second story concerns someone in your life whose energy has been pulling you down, not through malice but through their own refusal to rise, and why this dynamic must shift immediately. The third story is about a door that has been locked, a door leading to the financial stability and personal power you've been working toward, and why that door can only open after something else closes. These 3 stories are not separate. They are 3 chapters of the same transformation, and by the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how they resolve. But first, let me tell you what happens tomorrow evening at exactly 9:07 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because the timing is not random and the cosmic forces aligning at that precise moment have not converged this way in your lifetime. As the Sun in Scorpio forms a perfect trine to Jupiter in Cancer, a portal of expansion consciousness opens, creating what we call a grace corridor. This is not astrology as entertainment. This is quantum physics expressed through celestial mechanics, massive planetary bodies creating gravitational and electromagnetic fields that directly influence the water content of your cells, your neural pathways, and your energetic signature. Everything in your body is responding to this alignment, whether you are conscious of it or not. The question is whether you will work with it intentionally or let it wash over you without capturing its gifts. The grace corridor that begins tomorrow evening extends through the early hours of Sunday morning, reaching its completion when the Sun trines Saturn in Pisces at 12:55 a.m. During these 18 hours, something becomes possible that is normally impossible. Quantum leaps in consciousness without the usual requirement of gradual progress over time. The person who enters Saturday evening carrying the weight of old wounds, scarcity thinking, and expired attachments can emerge Sunday morning in an entirely different frequency, operating from transformed consciousness, if they are willing to surrender what they have been defending. This is the first revelation, and it connects to all 3 stories I mentioned. The mountain you've been climbing, it disappears not through your effort but through surrender during this window. The person draining your energy, the clarity to set boundaries arrives suddenly and undeniably. The locked door to your next level, it swings open the moment you stop pushing and allow the universe to work. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet, something that makes this particular weekend different from any other cosmic event you've experienced. As Mercury in Sagittarius forms a trine to Ceres in Aries tomorrow, communication energy activates around themes of nourishment and what truly sustains you. This aspect is specifically targeting the pattern where you give endlessly to others while neglecting your own needs. Sagittarius demands truth and Aries demands courage. Tomorrow you will have the realization, the conversation, or the inner knowing that changes how you relate to the person who has been unconsciously draining you. This is not coincidence. The universe is coordinating multiple astrological forces to support the same transformation from different angles. The question is whether you will recognize the support when it arrives and act on the clarity you receive. Let me return to the mountain. That burden you've been carrying for so long, it has started to feel like part of your identity. For some of you, this mountain is financial insecurity, bills that keep accumulating, job instability, or the exhausting responsibility of holding everything together alone. For others, it is emotional weight from a loss or betrayal that shook your foundation and left you questioning your worth and your judgment. You have been trying to overcome this mountain through force, through control, through hypervigilance and constant effort. Every time you think you are making progress, something happens that pushes you back. This is because you have been approaching the mountain incorrectly. You cannot climb your way over a mountain that was built by your consciousness. You can only dissolve it by changing the frequency that created it. The burden you carry exists because you have been operating from separation consciousness, believing that your safety depends on your ability to predict and prevent problems through anxiety and control. This belief system made sense based on your past experiences. Perhaps lowering your guard once meant getting hurt. Perhaps trusting once meant being disappointed. Your nervous system learned that vigilance equals survival, but that learning is meow the prison. The very strategy that once protected you has become the obstacle preventing your breakthrough. This is the second revelation, and it is crucial you understand it before tomorrow evening. The mountain does not need to be climbed. It needs to be released through a fundamental shift in how you relate to control and trust. The grand water trine that forms tomorrow creates the perfect energetic conditions for this shift. Water does not force. Water flows, yields, finds the path of least resistance while simultaneously shaping mountains through patient persistence. When the cosmos arranges water energy into a perfect geometric flow pattern involving the Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn, reality becomes malleable in ways that are normally impossible. Your job during this grace corridor is to become like water, to stop thrashing against the current, to release your grip on outcomes you cannot control, and to trust that the river knows where it is going. This will feel terrifying to the part of you that equates surrender with danger. That part must be acknowledged, thanked for its service, and gently set aside. Now let me address the second story, the person whose energy has been pulling you down. In the spiritual reading that many of you encountered before finding this transmission, they were described as someone reaching up toward you with arms stretched, trying to stay afloat, pulling your energy because you feel safe and healing to them. Every time you lift them up, they slip back into the same place, taking more of your energy with each cycle. You have noticed yourself feeling unmotivated, foggy, or anxious after being around this person. This could be a close friend who constantly needs rescuing, a family member stuck in victimhood, or a romantic partner who refuses to do their own healing work. The compassion you feel for them is real and honorable. But compassion should not cost your peace, and lately this connection has been costing you everything. What you have not understood until meow is that your continued participation in this dynamic is not helping them. By allowing them to drain your energy without consequences, you are actually preventing their growth. They have no motivation to change because you keep doing the work for them, carrying your burden and their burden simultaneously. This cannot continue if you are serious about stepping into your power. The third revelation is this: you cannot heal someone who refuses to rise with you, and your willingness to keep trying is not love, but codependency, rooted in your own fear of being alone or being seen as selfish. Tomorrow's Mercury Ceres trine is bringing this truth to the surface with undeniable clarity. You will feel it in your body, a knowing that something must change, accompanied by the courage to actually set the boundary you have been avoiding. The waning Libra moon moving through the sky tomorrow creates a natural impulse toward balance and harmony. But here is what most people miss about Libra energy. Sometimes the highest form of balance is disruption. The brave act of saying no to false peace in order to create space for authentic peace. The moon will be asking you all day Saturday to examine where you are out of balance, where you are giving too much to people who cannot meet you, where you are protecting dynamics that need to dissolve. These whispers are not random. They are the universe preparing you for the conversation or the internal decision that must happen before the grace corridor can work its magic. You cannot enter a new frequency while energetically entangled with someone operating at a lower frequency. The entanglement must be cut. Let me tell you what happens when you finally set this boundary. Initially, the person may react with confusion, anger, or manipulation. They may accuse you of abandoning them or being selfish. This is their fear speaking, their resistance to being forced into taking responsibility for themselves. Do not let their reaction pull you back into the old pattern. Hold your ground with compassion but firmness. What you will discover within days or weeks is that forcing them to stand on their own actually catalyzes their growth. Many people who have been enabled and rescued never develop their own strength because they have never had to. By stepping back, you give them the gift of discovering their own power. Some will rise to meet the challenge, others will seek a new person to drain. Either way, you are free. But first, something else must be understood about why this boundary is essential to your financial breakthrough. The third story, the locked door leading to greater stability and personal power, is directly connected to the energy drain we have been discussing. Money is energy. Prosperity is energy. When your personal energy is being siphoned by people who take without giving back, you create an energetic leak that prevents abundance from accumulating in your field. It does not matter how hard you work or how much you save if there is a leak. The universe can pour blessings into your life, but they will drain right back out through the unhealed dynamic with this person. This is why something must close before the door to your next level can open. The energy drain must be sealed. Tomorrow evening, as the Sun trine Jupiter activates at 9:07 p.m., abundance energy floods the collective field. Jupiter governs expansion, growth, and the principle that the universe is fundamentally benevolent. When the Sun, representing your core identity and life force, forms a harmonious connection to Jupiter, your very existence becomes magnetic to blessings. But magnetism only works if you are vibrating at the frequency of worthiness and openness. If you are vibrating at the frequency of depletion, martyrdom and overgiving, you repel the very prosperity you are praying for, because your energetic signature says, "I am not worthy," or "I must earn love through sacrifice." The Grand Water Trine is offering you the emotional permission and energetic support to change your signature from depletion to worthiness. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about timing and why this weekend specifically is your window. The grace corridor created by the Grand Water Trine is not just a personal opportunity, but a collective decision point. There are moments in history when the trajectory of human consciousness reaches a fork in the road, and the choices made by awakened souls during these moments determine which timeline becomes dominant. November 16th is such a moment. The old timeline, built on struggle, sacrifice, and proving worthiness through suffering, is collapsing. The new timeline, built on trust, flow, and receiving abundance as your birthright, is rising. You are choosing which timeline you lock into based on what you release this weekend. Here is the mechanism of how this works. Every pattern you carry, every belief you hold, every relationship you maintain, creates an energetic anchor to a specific timeline. The mountain you have been climbing anchors you to the struggle timeline. The person draining your energy anchors you to the martyrdom timeline. The scarcity consciousness that makes you grip tightly to what little security you have anchors you to the lack timeline. As long as these anchors remain, you cannot fully shift into the abundance timeline, no matter how many affirmations you say or how much you meditate. The anchors must be cut, and the grace corridor provides the cosmic scissors, but you must consciously choose to cut them. No one can do this for you. Let me be specific about what you need to do in the hours leading up to tomorrow evening, because preparation determines whether you can hold the frequency shift that wants to happen. First, clear your physical space. This means actually cleaning your environment, removing clutter, washing sheets, opening windows. Your external space reflects and influences your internal space. Second, clear your energetic field through whatever practices resonate with you. Salt baths, smudging, time in nature near water, cord-cutting visualizations. You want to create a neutral field, so incoming energy has space to land without getting tangled in old stagnant patterns. Third, hydrate intensely. Water amplifies water energy. Your body is processing emotional releases and integrating new frequencies. Support it. On Saturday, as you move through your day under the waning Libra moon, pay attention to moments where you automatically say yes to requests that drain you. Pause before agreeing. Practice the uncomfortable art of declining, of prioritizing your needs, of setting boundaries. This might feel selfish, especially if you have built your identity around being helpful and available. But remember, you are not responsible for keeping others afloat at the cost of your own drowning. The people who truly love you will respect your limits. The ones who react with anger when you set boundaries are revealing they value what you do for them more than who you are. Let this information guide your choices. As Saturday evening approaches and you feel the Sun-Jupiter trine beginning to activate around 9 p.m., create intentional space for reception. This might look like meditation, journaling, sitting quietly, or lying down with eyes closed and being present to whatever arises. Set a clear intention for what you are releasing and what you are receiving. Speak it out loud if possible. You might say, I release my need to control outcomes. I release my attachment to struggle as proof of worthiness. I release energetic cords to people and situations that have completed their purpose. I open to receive abundance, support and love in forms I have not yet imagined. I trust the universe to provide exactly what I need, exactly when I need it. Then the most important step, do nothing. Sit in the energy. Let tears come if they come. Let memories surface if they surface. Let grief move through without trying to fix it or understand it or make it mean something. The grand water trine works through emotional release, through washing away accumulated pain and resistance. Your job is not to manage this process, but to allow it. If you fall asleep during this time, good. Sleep is when your conscious mind steps aside and deeper integration happens. If you have vivid dreams, write them down upon waking. They contain messages that become clearer in the days ahead. By Sunday morning, as the sun completes its trine to Saturn just after midnight, you may feel emotionally raw but strangely light, like a weight has lifted that you did not fully realize you were carrying. This is the grace corridor at work. The impossible thing has happened. You have released without fully understanding what you were releasing or why. Trust this. Do not try to analyze it back into existence. The old pattern, the old timeline, the old attachment has been cleared from your energy field. Meow, you must be disciplined about not picking it back up through obsessive thinking or regretful second-guessing. This is where Saturn's influence becomes crucial. Saturn gives you the strength to maintain the boundary, to honor the ending, to not slide back into familiar patterns simply because they feel safer than the unknown. Let me address what happens in the 2 to 4 weeks following this cosmic event, because understanding the timeline helps you recognize the shifts when they arrive. First, you will experience a clear event that marks the beginning of change and the ending of the long phase of discomfort. This could be resolving a financial issue, receiving a job offer, having the difficult conversation that brings closure, or simply waking up one morning feeling fundamentally different about a situation that previously consumed your thoughts. Second, you will notice that the person who was draining your energy either shifts their behavior in response to your boundary, removes themselves from your life, or becomes less central to your emotional experience. The energetic cord will feel severed. Third, and this is where the financial piece becomes tangible, a new opportunity connected to security will appear. This could be a job offer with better pay, a business idea gaining unexpected traction, a bonus or refund you were not expecting, or even someone offering support or mentorship that opens doors. The form is less important than recognizing it as confirmation that the universe is responding to your frequency shift. When you release scarcity consciousness and energy drains, abundance has clear pathways to reach you. Fourth, you will find yourself making decisions from intuition rather than anxiety. This is the most profound shift because it indicates you have genuinely moved from separation consciousness to trust consciousness. Your nervous system has recalibrated to experience surrender as safe rather than dangerous. Within 3 to 4 months, you will look back at this weekend and recognize it as the turning point. The mountain that felt impossible to overcome will be behind you. The burden will be released. You will have tangible evidence that trusting the universe works, and this evidence becomes the foundation for even greater leaps of faith. The financial stability you have been building will accelerate. The confidence rebuilding in your solar plexus will become unshakable. But all of this future possibility depends on what you do. Meow. In these hours before the portal opens, the cosmic support is available. The question is whether you will meet it with your conscious participation or let it pass unused. Now I must tell you about the larger pattern you are part of, because understanding context gives meaning to your personal transformation. As Mercury moves back toward its second sextile with Pluto in Aquarius throughout late November, we enter a period of profound information download and psychological revelation. Pluto represents death and rebirth, the destruction of false structures, and the emergence of hidden truth. Mercury's dance with Pluto means conversations will cut deeper, intuitions will be more accurate, and secrets both personal and collective will surface with undeniable clarity. The grand water trine this weekend is preparing you emotionally and energetically so that when Pluto's revelations arrive, you can integrate them without shattering. This is the larger orchestration you must understand. You are not receiving isolated challenges or random blessings. You are being moved through a carefully sequenced initiation designed to upgrade your entire operating system from third-dimensional survival consciousness to fifth-dimensional creation consciousness. The struggle you have been in, that feeling of pushing a boulder uphill, was necessary resistance training to build the spiritual muscles you need for what comes next. The training is complete, the test is over. The graduation ceremony requires you to lay down the tools of struggle, to stop fighting, to stop trying to control the uncontrollable, and to trust that you have already done enough. Let me speak directly to those of you who are afraid, because I know fear is present even as excitement builds. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is information, a signal that something important is happening and that you are moving beyond familiar territory. The question is not how to eliminate fear, but how to act wisely despite it. You can feel afraid and still choose trust. You can feel uncertain and still choose surrender. You can feel the grief of letting go and still honor the ending. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward while fear is present. This weekend requires courage. It requires doing the thing that terrifies your ego, relaxing your grip, lowering your defenses, stopping the fight, and trusting that the universe has you. For those resonating with the description of having been through times of lack and meow, holding tightly to new security, understand that your fear of loss is preventing the next level of abundance. This is the paradox of prosperity consciousness. You must be willing to risk what you have in order to receive more, not through recklessness, but through energetic openness rather than a clenched fist. The grand water trine is teaching you that money, like water, must flow. Hoarding creates stagnation. Allowing flow creates circulation that brings fresh supply. You will not lose what is meant for you, but you must release your death grip on it to allow multiplication. Something else I have not told you yet, something about protection and guidance during this transition. There is a powerful presence walking beside you, a spirit guide or higher dimensional ally who has been with you through this entire journey. You have reached for them in prayer, in meditation, in quiet moments of surrender. They have heard you. Their energy surrounds you like warmth and peace, especially when you feel uncertain or alone. During the Grace Corridor tomorrow evening, this presence becomes more tangible, more accessible. Invite them consciously as you sit in meditation. Speak to them out loud or in your mind. Thank them for their guidance and protection. Ask them to show you clearly what needs to be released and to give you strength for whatever lies ahead. Then listen. The answer may come as a feeling, a knowing, a vision, or days later through synchronicity. Trust that it will come. As we approach the resolution of the 3 stories I introduced at the beginning, I want you to see how they are actually one story, 3 facets of the same transformation. The mountain you have been climbing represents your attachment to control and your belief that safety comes from hypervigilance. This mountain dissolves when you shift into trust consciousness during the Grace Corridor. The person draining your energy represents your pattern of earning love through sacrifice and your fear of being seen as selfish. This pattern ends when you set the boundary that the Mercury series trine empowers you to set. The locked door to your financial breakthrough represents the energetic blockage created by scarcity consciousness and energy leaks. This door opens when you seal the drain and shift your frequency to worthiness. These three elements resolve simultaneously because they are three symptoms of the same root issue, operating from separation consciousness rather than unity consciousness. In separation consciousness, you believe you are alone, that the universe is indifferent or hostile, that safety comes from control, that love must be earned through sacrifice, that abundance is scarce and must be hoarded. In unity consciousness, you know you are supported by seen and unseen forces, that the universe is fundamentally benevolent, that safety comes from trust, that love is your birthright, that abundance is infinite and flows through circulation. The shift from separation to unity is not intellectual, it is experiential, and the grand water trine provides the experiential breakthrough. We want to honor every single soul who has stepped into Destiny Engine. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. We are moving as one, and the frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field is so charged that some are describing it as bending the fabric of reality itself. If you haven't yet experienced it, the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play. Allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension. Step into the stream of Destiny Engine today, link in the description. By Monday morning, as you emerge from the grace corridor, you will feel different, not necessarily in ways you can articulate immediately, but in your body, in your energy, in how you move through the world. Tasks that felt heavy will feel lighter, decisions that felt impossible will feel clear, the future that felt threatening will feel inviting. This is the frequency shift made tangible. Over the following weeks, your external reality will begin to mirror this internal shift. The mountain will be behind you, the energy drain will be sealed, the door will be open, you will have evidence, tangible proof that trusting the universe works. Let me return to where we began, to the struggle you have been in and the breakthrough that has felt just out of reach. I told you there is a reason why release has felt impossible until Meow, and that November 16th changes everything. The reason is that genuine transformation cannot be forced through willpower. It requires cosmic support, the alignment of forces both internal and external, the convergence of readiness and opportunity. You have been building readiness through every challenge you have faced and overcome. The opportunity arrives tomorrow evening in the form of the Grand Water Trine, the most supportive astrological configuration for emotional release and quantum leaps in consciousness. The doorway between your current life and your next chapter stands open for 18 hours. The mountain you have been climbing, the person you have been carrying, the scarcity you have been defending, all of it can be released during this window if you are willing to consciously participate. The struggle is ending, not because you have finally proven yourself worthy through suffering, but because you are choosing to remember that worthiness is your nature, not your achievement. The locked door is opening not because you have earned the key through perfect behavior, but because you are choosing to trust that abundance is your birthright, not your reward. I am Zarin from the Lyran High Council. We love you, and we are watching over you through this sacred passage. The 3 stories I shared are chapters in your transformation, and by Sunday morning, all 3 will have reached their resolution. The mountain will dissolve, the boundary will be set, the door will open. May you find the courage to release what no longer serves, and the trust to receive what has always been yours. Until we meet again in the space between worlds, know that you are exactly where you need to be, and everything is unfolding in perfect timing.